All right, so hello everyone. I know this is the last presentation and we're all a bit tired, so I'll try to make this as lighthearted as possible. So my name is Uche and I'm an applied AI program design and delivery intern with the industry innovation team. So the industry innovation team has helped shape a number of upskilling programs that are geared towards external stakeholders, such as companies and skilled professionals across the Canadian AI ecosystem. And so one of our goals is to ensure that they are learning as much as possible during and after these programs. And so I'll be talking about how we made that learning stick and insights click. And so first, a quick overview of the presentation. So a quick overview. This presentation will focus on two themes, or more specifically, two roles that I have taken on this semester: enhancing and extending the learning experience. And I'll use one of our recent upskilling projects to bring these roles to life and offer some context. And then I'll wrap up by sharing a few key lessons learned at Vector so far. And so the first theme, enhancing the learning experience. For giving context, I'll start with the Project Management for AI Clinic. So the Project Management for AI Clinic, or PM4AI in short, is a 3-day workshop for Vector sponsors and fast-lane companies focused on teaching them the fundamental concepts of machine learning and how to combine this with project management in order to implement AI initiatives. And so something we emphasized on the PM4AI Clinic was interactivity. And why, you may ask? Well, the thing is that you're working with busy professionals who are juggling multiple demands and frankly don't even have to be there. Plus, this is a virtual event and distractions are just a click away. So it's clear, if you want their attention, you're going to have to earn it. And interactivity is a way to do this. And so interactivity is not just about keeping people awake, although I guess that's a bonus. It's about creating moments that drive engagement, improve recall, and not the machine learning kind. I know there are lots of machine learning people here, and encourage active learning. So when participants are involved through polls, case studies, discussions, they're more likely to retain information connected to real-world problems and feel like the session was even worth their time. And so why do we care about this as Vector? Well, successful programs like these enhances Vector's reputation, supports long-term ecosystem growth, strengthens our relationship with the stakeholders, and improves customer satisfaction. And so the activities that help boost the interactivity of the clinic were, one, having an icebreaker section with Mentimeter polls to draw their attention and focus; two, a revision section at the start of the day with Kahoot to help participants remember what they had been taught the previous day; three, having concept checking questions, or CCQs, after a couple of slides to quiz participants on the material that has been covered so far; and lastly, the use of case studies to foster discussions and make real-world connections to the material. And so here's an example of a warm-up activity or an icebreaker that we use. So I'll throw this question to you guys in the audience. Which shuttle launch is AI generated? So please raise your hands if you think it's the left image that is AI generated. No? Okay, who thinks it's the right image? Oh, I guess that was obvious. Didn't know it was that obvious, but okay. Okay, and so this next slide is for the Swifties in the room. I got you covered, Taylor. And so here's an example of a Kahoot question for revision. It says, a machine learning model sorts images into a bunch of celebrities. This is what? So we have regression, classification, classified regression, and good project management. So what do you think the answer is here? Anybody can just burst it out.
Classification.
Classification, yes, exactly, thank you. All right, and concept checking questions with Mentimeter. And so as the participants were answering, there are live graphics appearing on the screen, as you can see. And then the case study, automating withdrawal limits. Bancor, and yes, I put 0 effort into that name, is looking for a way to automate increasing withdrawal limits for their customer base. And so the goal here is to proactively select and alert low-risk customers who qualify for an automatic increase in their withdrawal limits using AI. And so a question here that could facilitate discussion, and I can also throw it again to you guys, is what type of data would you have to collect to train this AI model? Or phrased differently, if you were a bank, what would you need to know about your customers to increase their withdrawal limits? Any takers? Yeah.
Their withdrawal history.
Yeah, their history. Yeah, sure, that's one. Any other answers? No? Okay, yeah, so another thing here that could help is like their spending habits, their credit usage and score, the counts of bad transactions they've made, and so on. And so learning is continuous, and meaningful learning doesn't stop when the live sessions ends. It continues through intentional efforts aimed at extending the learning experience. See what I did there? And so beyond PM4AI, the industry innovation team also leads a range of other AI initiatives to foster learning and collaboration among industry sponsors. And these include information sessions, roundtable events, and panel discussions, boot camps, and endless summer school or technical workshops. And these activities and projects typically require insight extraction from Zoom transcripts to create key takeaway documents and FAQ documents. And so these are distributed to participants to promote continued engagement and deepen their learning of the concepts. Keep in mind that some of these materials have to be delivered within a week, a day, hours even, and we usually have hundreds of pages worth of transcripts by the end of the day. And so, I mean, who's going to read all that? It's definitely not going to be me. No, thank you. And so we had a problem. How do we efficiently distill insights from Zoom transcripts with AI to deliver them on time? How do we organize the documents to boost participant engagement and retention while protecting the privacy of participants and vector staff and prioritizing clarity and conciseness? And so here's the approach I took. I gathered the Zoom transcripts, removed the personal information and anything that might constitute noise, such as timestamps and numbers, random numbers, and split them into batches. Afterwards, I fed these documents into that disappointed looking robot there, which in this case is our LLM or chatbot, with well-crafted prompts. And then the first three were automated using code. And so we have a comparison here. You can see the timestamps, the names, and so on. And then afterwards, after cleaning, it's much neater and, well, it might not make so much sense for us, but for the LLM, it's good enough. And here's a sample of a key takeaways document for one of our workshops for recommender systems. And an FAQ document from an info session from one of our programs called Dartmouth, which brings me to the lessons learned so far. And so, seeing as I'm studying full-time, working as a teaching assistant and a research assistant at my university while doing this internship, and also while trying to make time for friends and family, I learned to properly plan and organize my day so as to get things done on time and avoid confusion and conflicts. I've learned more about the business side of AI, so the risks, the hurdles, and considerations involved in launching an AI initiative. I found more ways to combine my technical and non-technical skills. I found that even though it's not really a requirement for this role, it's still helpful to have. I honestly didn't know how technical Excel sheets could get until I started this job. I'm also learning to work smarter, not harder, and try to automate as much as possible. Also, very important, it's okay to make mistakes. There are guardrails in place to make sure that we as interns don't screw anything up. And so, yes, that has kind of helped me too. I've gotten a lot of insights on future career pathways with the Impact Mentorship Program. And as a bonus, I've learned some corporate jargon along the way. And so some of my personal favorites are, well, let's circle back to that. Let's put a pin in that. Let's touch base on that. piggyback off that point, whatever that means. And of course, I can't talk about the lessons learned without recognizing the incredible people who taught me them. So first, we have Winnie. Hi, Winnie. And so Winnie is my primary project manager and honestly one of the most positive and supportive people I have met and worked with. And she's helped build my confidence in more ways than she probably realizes. And she's incredibly patient, always makes time to hear my ideas, even the crazy ones, and never hesitates to offer her guidance and wisdom. So thank you, Winnie. And then there's Tanya, who treats us interns like family and is always there to motivate us and push us to be the best we can be. And lastly, but not least, there's Andres, whose experience and knowledge have been such a gift. He has shared so many helpful tips with me, especially when it comes to career development, and I'm genuinely grateful for his mentorship. And so, honestly, I feel so lucky and thankful to have this opportunity to work with the whole project management team as a whole, and industry innovation team by extension. And this internship didn't just give me colleagues, it gave me mentors and role models who've inspired me in more ways than one. So, thank you.
So, thank you for the presentation. So, in the case study you presented, and I see that you also talked about data cleaning at the end. Did you also cover like biases or privacy or that topic in your workshop, or did it come up?
Yeah, so we did touch on privacy in one of the sections, like the learning sections, but as for the case study, I'm not sure. I don't think we did that, but mostly we taught the participants, we emphasize how much biases and privacy are important, especially when you're trying to launch all these chatbots and so on. Any other questions? Yeah, okay.
I have a non-technical question. Tell me more about your experience with Excel.
With Excel? Okay, well, there was this, I guess, situation. I think the very first time it was with mail merge, trying to do a mail merge with Excel. And so I battled with that, with the app scripts, and I didn't even know there was something like app scripts. But yeah, I battled with that and managed to get it done. But of course, I was very careful so as to not, send out emails to the sponsors by accident and so on. But yeah, that's one of them. Thank you.